Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Saturday night, and we have a little bit of free time on our hands, so that would be fun for us to do a live stream for the beloved Noel ComiX YouTube channel. You know what, guys? It is Saturday night. It is just a little after 10 o'clock. Santino is gone to sleep on the early side, and wife and other baby are upstairs, dozing, doing their thing, watching god-awful, I don't know, Netflix dramas or something, I don't know. But what that means is I got the downstairs to myself and a little bit of free time. So you don't even need to worry about watching Saturday Night Live this Saturday night when you can watch Saturday Noel Live. And konnichiwa, Diego-san. Absolutely. So awesome to have you on the stream, and glad to be streaming this last Saturday of paternity leave. Yeah, good stuff. And in addition to being able to do a early live stream on Saturday night, I'm also pleased to announce that one of my all-time favorite episodes of Columbo is on Cozy TV right now. And that, my friends, is Columbo Goes to College. Now, I spent 2002, so I graduated in 2002. So let's just say roughly 2003 to 2017, basically in college. There were a couple of respites here and there. And I might go back, who knows. But the fact of the matter is this. College is a world that I know all too well. And I love this episode of Columbo because not only is Columbo going to college, he's going to college in 1990. So we're in like peak late 80s zeitgeist right here. This good stuff. And Columbo is going to go, outwit and really smash these evil, preppy Eric and Lyle Menendez style students. Good stuff. So it's on Cozy TV right now. So check it out. I'm still kind of getting the hang of the selfie stick. I don't know. I got so good at like holding the camera, like this, that I don't know. The selfie stick, it's good because it's got the tripod for good angling in front of the camera. So what are we gonna play tonight? Well, I've got Mortal Kombat 1, the arcade version, queued up right now. So we'll kick off with that. We're in the 90s right now in terms of our live stream count. So I'm thinking we'll be doing some 90s games. And there really isn't much more of a 90s game if you live in the good old US of A, right? Then Mortal Kombat, the game that really epitomized American gaming in the 90s, along with Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah. Also, I'm pleased to announce, I'm not announcing it, pleased to discuss with you that looks like Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie, is all done. And the synopsis looks like it borrows heavily from Sonic 3, which is kind of interesting. So we're going to get Knuckles the Echidna right there, whose music was basically a 16-bit version of Michael Jackson's Blood is on the Dance Floor. Yes, as we all know, Michael Jackson and Sonic, were a great pair in the early 90s. Sadly, the Jackson scandal kind of caused Sega to distance themselves from old MJ. And then also, rumor has it that Michael Jackson was, not really liking the sound of the Sega Genesis, but I think that was kind of him just saving face, because Moonwalker was great. They did, I think, a nice job with his tunes. Anyway, I'm rambling on here, which if you're a friend of the channel, it's nothing new. So, yeah, good stuff. These Sinister and evil early 90s preppy college students are, plotting their professor's demise because he caught them stealing a test, and he's going to throw the book at them. He's not going to, coddle these evil Zach Morrises right here. Yes, 90s best decade ever. I like the 90s quite a bit. I think the 80s was better, but the 90s definitely, when combined with the 80s, is quality stuff. My only criticism of the 90s was, there were times when it was too anti-80s among certain segments of the population. But good stuff. Needed more synthesizers in the radio after 1993. That's my take on the 90s. Boy Meets World, one of the greatest shows ever. Pro wrestling really was at its, I think, peak in 1990. I'm going to say I was down, from 1995 to 1998, WCW was just phenomenal. 96 through 99 really is, I think, the boom for pro wrestling in the 90s. I don't know. I always thought WWF in the late 90s was, it was definitely good, but I always liked WCW better, and the best of WCW in the 90s, I think, I will go and debate this, was definitely better than the best of WWF in the 90s, and that's why when the NWO went back to the WWE in 2002, The Rock and Stone Cold were getting booed, and Hogan, Hall, and Nash were getting cheered, because they're awesome. Alright, gang, without further ado, let's play some Mortal Kombat 1, see where the evening takes us. We have the old PS3 hooked up on our Future Power computer monitor, and this is going to be all the wonder and magic of CRT technology and an HDMI cable. Let's get to it. Definitely it's been hot up here in upstate New York. 90s had some of the best video games. You got that right. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, no, I agree. And a lot of good TV, too. News Radio. That's another great show from the 90s. Get Daniel Pacino looking cool right there. Alright, I'm going to take my fitted Syracuse Mets hat off, go grab an icy beverage and hit the lights. While not leaving the room, I will see you in 15 seconds. Okay, we are going to be Scorpion. Yeah, for me, aesthetically speaking, I've said this before and I'll say it again. The first Mortal Kombat is, for me, the best Mortal Kombat. Because it's very bright, it's vibrant, it's got all my favorite action movie tropes. It's like a very over-the-top version of Bloodsport. It's just good stuff. It'll be this cross between a Godfrey Ho Ninja and Ghost Rider, known quite simply as Scorpion. Yes, and also COVID didn't exist in the 90s. That was a good thing. I like how Mortal Kombat predicted Jason Statham with the character Kano. Now, you know, obviously graphics on this game are really good. However, Genesis version's music is just... I mean, the music on the Genesis version of Mortal Kombat 1 is, in my opinion, some of the best music ever to be composed for an American fighting game. I will burn you. Turn you into a skeleton. That's something Santino said to us. We knew exactly where he got that from. Yeah, you know, I was watching some 80s music videos last night. And, you know, like Hall & Oates, Bruce Springsteen, that kind of thing. Dire Straits. And it's just, you know, you can really see how far society has fallen. And the ironic thing is that, you know, during the 1980s, people were saying how how artificial, you know, our culture has become. Now it's like people look back at the 80s and like, that was some good stuff. I was never of the snobbish opinion that the 1980s was literally the end of the world. But the philosopher Baudrillard disagreed with that, so, you know. Finish him, yes. Oh, I will test my might. Right here in the Hall of Champions. I don't know if you can even fight Reptile in this ROM. Because, like, some early versions of Mortal Kombat, I believe, did not actually include Reptile. That's not good. So, how cool those character portraits look, too. The way that's going to be any better is if Reptile's in the middle. Now, while Mortal Kombat is very sensationalistic with its very nice, you know, human full motion video graphics, nothing beats the gameplay and artistic beauty of Street Fighter. But that's not to say Mortal Kombat isn't very unique and very fun at the same time. That was funny. I think I actually uppercutted him before it said finish him, but it all kind of like coalesced at the right time. This is a little weird here because, okay. Like the block button and the punch buttons are all like next to each other. It's a little weird. Fatality is right. You know I'm the 80s, but you're a 90s guy at heart. Well, that's good. Well, there's not much more 90s in this game here. You know what else is, show my here's a 90s flex for you, Diego. Adam Koroliak, I think his name is, the guy who does the Figure It Out videos. He's like, figure it out. And then he just like sits in his room and talks about video games very eloquently. He just did a nice video on the Sega CDX. Now, I love my Sega CDX. And so he's like, you know, there's a guy that actually makes risers for the 32X so that they can sit in the CDX. So I was like, and he's like, I'll link it in the description. So I immediately went to the guy. I'm like, hey, I get paid in a week and I want one of these. So he's like, you got it. Yeah, why didn't Mortal Kombat cast Van Damme as Johnny Cage? There was some issue, I think, with Van Damme where he turned them down. I mean, I definitely like Daniel Pesina a lot. And Johnny Cage is such a really cool character. But, so, I mean, when I think of Johnny Cage, I think of Daniel Pesina. But, I mean, obviously, Van Damme is just, you know, freaking phenomenal. So, darn it. But yeah, so I actually heard on like one of those like Mortal Kombat history of Mortal Kombat YouTube videos that, you know, the falling out with Van Damme in terms of just not getting him to be able to come on a project with the Midway team, you know, it was kind of a joke about that, why Daniel Pesina dressed up like Van Damme in Bloodsport. Although I don't really get the loafers. I don't know why he's wearing loafers, but... Noel, can you give us some fun and awesome, awful facts about the 90s? What do I miss from the 90s? Professional wrestling, definitely. Coherent rap music that was very shiny with fisheye lenses. That's another thing I miss from the 90s. I'm a big fan of the Saved by the Bell style geometric shapes, like the pop art shapes. That's another thing I miss from the 90s. I mean, more early 90s, but you could still, you know, rock those whenever, however, and I think they're awesome. Boy Meets World, definitely. TGIF in general was also very good. Obviously, professional wrestling was just amazing. WCW Monday Nitro was, you know, phenomenal. WCW Saturday Night, you know, Raw was great. Characters at that time were just really interesting. You know, you had like Gold Dust and Hollywood Hogan, Sting, the Dungeon of Doom, just really larger than life, cool characters that really combined the comic book world and gritty reality. Just good stuff. Another thing that I miss from the 90s. Console gaming. Now, I know obviously we still have video game consoles, but, I mean, you know, back in the day, it was like, okay, we're gonna really make sure that the product that you get as a consumer, I mean, obviously, it's not gonna happen, nothing's perfect all the time, but the idea being, like, the normal standard was you're going to have a completed, really good video game that you can play forever. Now, obviously, that's not so much the case with, like, you know, partial downloads and, you know, games being released 3 times, but, you know, by the time you buy it the 3rd time is, like, the actual finished version of the game. Ah, man. Baywatch, another thing I missed from the 90s. What music do I miss from the 90s? I have said it before and I'll say it again. I am a big fan of Puff Daddy and the Notorious B.I.G. Victory by Puff Daddy. It may very well be my favorite 90s song. I like a lot of the rap music from the 90s because it took a lot of 80s backtracks and rapped over them. So I really enjoyed that. You know, I mean, I definitely like a lot of music from the early 90s. You know, the music from the early 90s that is like the music from the late 80s, I like a lot. You know, like Nelson, you know, like After the Rain. I don't know if that was 89 or 90, but I think it was the early 90s. What else? You know, they had some good dance music too, like Ace of Base, Aqua with Barbie Girl. That was a good song. Trying to think of like white people music I liked from the 90s. I like the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and No Doubt quite a bit. I liked Basket Case by Green Bay a lot. Green Day. And I like the Smashing Pumpkins as well. Like songs like 1979. You know, I was making fun of Alanis Morissette. I think on the last live stream, because like about how whiny Jagged Little Pill was. I did like Jagged Little Pill though. A lot of really good tracks on that. But what I really like about Alanis Morissette was her like more poppy early 90s Alanis version of herself. So that's some good stuff. So yeah, I don't know. This is some random good night. Blur Song 2. That's a great 90s song. Return of the Mac by Mark Morrison. That's a song where it's like, never met anyone who doesn't like Return of the Mac by Mark Morrison. And the song's been covered quite a bit. Actually, Chris Brown and Jeezy just covered it. And did a really nice job of it, too. Hey, Sinister! Lunch break. What time is it for you over in Cali? Yeah, let me see what Diego's saying. I work from 7 to 3. No, I'm doing a 5 to 11 in Long Beach. Nice. Do you rather... Hang on a second. Do you rather go back in the 90s or live in the 2020s? We've all become accustomed to the conveniences of cell phones and instant gratification through YouTube, which is great. But I think has led to people being dissatisfied on a higher level because it's human instinct to grow, find flaw, and try to solve problems. And I think it's gotten to the point now where we have so many things, people are just finding problems out of nothing because they just need something to do. In the 90s, at the time you didn't realize what you didn't have, and it was very much a sense of like the United States is on top of the world, the economy's booming, at a certain point once all the internet stuff started, there's a real sense of impunity in terms of the United States behavior, like, will we rule the world because we won the Cold War? That was not good. But yeah, I don't know, all like pop culture was just very good, NBC got too far away from the family sitcoms. They did have some really good working place sitcoms, like Fred Savage is Working, and like I said, News Radio. Music in general was better in the 90s. If you listen to Sirius XM, they have 90s on 9, and it's a lot of good stuff. But I go to 80s on 8 more, and then I go to 33, the New Wave channel, and then 90s on 9 is my third choice. No phones, no social media, no Hollywood remakes, reboots. The Republicans and Democrats listen to each other. No Netflix. Well, the Republicans and Democrats, in my opinion, there's actually a decent amount of continuity. It's just the Republicans were trying to hang Bill Clinton. Now the Democrats are trying to hang Donald Trump. Like, that's really the only difference, I think. So that's kind of a thing. But you are right that the Democrats and Republicans were more kind of, all eating at the same dinner table with their, white bow ties and top hats, Now it's more like they're more at each other's throats. The no social media thing, MySpace came around in the early 2000s, and it was nice, it was good. But the thing with social media is that, it's a form of freedom that then enslaves you, which is, freedom and slavery. You don't think that they go together, but they quite easily can. And social media, I get to the point now where it's like, I don't even look forward to clicking onto Facebook. Because it's like, I do it because I've got friends there and I want to share pictures of my family and just see what's going on, if anyone's posting anything interesting. But Facebook is just generally, not very fun. I wish, everyone was just on Friend Project and it could just be like the MySpace days again, because there is just less bullshit. We had people, and I was the same way, so people are kind of, innocent in the sense that they think or thought that social media could actually be a platform for political proselytizing, and then everyone, I think, has hopefully learned that actually no one's ever going to change their mind on social media because it's just not, the dynamic does not lend itself to a discussion where you're, when you interact with a person, you're kind of almost forced to see at least something from their point of view, and because of your proximity, there's kind of either an empathy or an understanding or camaraderie as a fellow human being. None of that is really present in online discussions. It's just, if anything, it's just worse because there's like misinterpretation of tone and just people just not giving a shit about consequences because it's they're far away. I mean, like, I've never had anyone in person say, I'm not going to be your friend because we disagree on politics. I have had people online say that. Hey, Arrow! Hey, pause to see what's going on here. Sounds like a simpler time. Yes and no. Sirius XM. Hey, Nick's on here too. Sirius XM, though, I love pop rocks. Cool. Though maybe just kind of constantly have that kind of information shoved in front of us all the time, I'd imagine the news would be a lot more local. Well, I think there was less skepticism of cable news. Noam Chomsky was very brilliant when he published things like Manufacturing Consent, and he really pointed out when people were thinking that, oh, well, that we have a cantankerous media that holds our politicians accountable, and Chomsky was like, no, our media is, by its very structure, pro-U.S. and then pro-capitalism, and is part of the same class of people as the politicians that they cover. And that doesn't mean that reporters don't necessarily do their jobs. It just means that they don't do their jobs well. That kind of narrative is very true, but it existed on the margins of society. A lot of people just I don't know, they looked at CNN and didn't fall down laughing. Now it's like they do because they stand in front of burning cars and they say it's a peaceful protest. So just standing in front of a wall of fire. Fiery but peaceful protest today here, Wolf. Is people are now just, I don't know. It's Trump was the thing in the 90s, but I mean he was a goofy celebrity. Hey Noel, will you do more videos about history? Sure. What do you want me to talk about? I'm actually going to start talking about the Oregon Trail with my students. So sure. I would love to do more videos about history. Last year around this time, because of COVID, I was doing a lot of videos about history because I was uploading them to my class. So I was doing lectures and stuff. And people were really nice about those. I even had some students that told me how much they liked them, and even they just don't like history at all. So I don't know, but so I don't know, whatever. But yeah, sure, I'll definitely talk about history. Yeah. Let's pick up our good old controller. I wonder how YouTube looked in the late 90s. I mean, I have some VHS tapes of early 2000s YouTube because I used to tape YouTube. I remember the first time someone told me about YouTube, it was my friend Yumiko. And because I was always asking her about Japanese music, she's like, you can get it on YouTube. I'm like, what is YouTube? And I was like, oh my god. This is amazing. Because before YouTube, you had to scour the internet for videos. I mean, it was something that definitely people did, but it was a lot harder to find, and shady websites, and YouTube, it was it was like Google but with videos. And then Google bought YouTube. Man, Santino went to bed early. I mean, I'm tired. It's really hot though. I think the heat is just kind of doing it to everyone. It was pushing 90 degrees today. I think normally our Cali crew has hotter temperatures, but I think Cortland actually might be the same or worse, right now. Aren't you, Johnny Cage? Put up an Oregon Trail game. Yeah, dude, that's kind of what I want to do. I want to actually have the kids play Oregon Trail and then write about their experiences. Dandruff died of dysentery. He was so young. Darn it! Hey Noel, you should definitely do a history video about fascism in Italy. Okay. I'll, I can try to share some of my insights about that. I never studied Mussolini as in-depth as I studied Stalin. But, I definitely can talk about my family's experiences and, the kind of political situation in Italy at the time to the best I, can explain it. And, just things that are going on in Italy, in the, recent-ish past that might be of interest and relevant to the topic. Yeah, no, sure. I mean, my grandpa lived through that time. And I think if Mussolini had, kind of just stuck to just kind of being a strong man, I really think he, would have been around for a pretty long time. But, he decided to ally himself with Hitler, and that, obviously then, pulled him into, conflicts with the United States, and, this is crazy. Let's see if this works here. Ah! Darn it! Heading into Goro's lair. Now this ROM on the PlayStation, the music stops, and I don't know if that was actually the case because the music never stopped in my console Mortal Kombats. Goro's getting mad. Darn it. Man, my PS3 is loaded with good games. Was so bent on revenge. Was so bent on revenge. That's not good at all. No. Is Italy the most corrupt country in Europe? I don't think so. I mean, I don't have any, statistics, or, I can just, my family lived in, I didn't, but, I've got very close family, and still do, that I, don't really know, because they're on my father's side. Italy is pretty typical politically. I mean, they're not exceptionally corrupt or exceptionally good. There's a lot of nepotism and corruption in let's say the more southern rural parts of Italy. It's kind of like who you know. Healthcare in Italy, from what I've heard, is definitely. I mean, it's good that there's universal healthcare in the sense that everyone has coverage, but there's definitely sometimes a lack of quality, particularly in places like where my family lived in Cardiati, where it's like a small southern town, but it's it's like if you don't advocate for yourself, your loved one may very well die. And it's not to say that doesn't happen here. I'm just saying it happens a lot more down there, at least in the stupid stuff them I don't know, my aunt had her kids down there, and like the deliveries were not always smooth, and that didn't necessarily have to do with her as much as it had to do with just the doctors being not quite up to par. I don't know. But, I mean, Italy, it just, I don't know, from afar, it just seems like a pretty run-of-the-mill European country with some really good culture. I mean, you did have, I don't know if there's what they're doing right now, but, you had groups like the Lega Nord, which was like the Northern League. They very much wanted to kind of split Italy into two sections, like a North and a South Italy, like two different countries. That idea is popular with some, but and I mean, and there is a degree of racism to it too, because like the idea is you want to keep the more African Southern Italians, away from the more classy Anglo Italians. I mean, it's not like apartheid or anything like that, but it's it's like in America. There's an anti-Southern bias in Italy. I mean, and there's times when stereotypes are correct and partially true and things like that, and I don't know. What's my favorite Italian soccer team? Juventus. Because of my grandpa. My grandpa loved Juventus. That was not good. I do think that Silvio Berlusconi is, in some ways, like kind of like a forerunner to Donald Trump. So when people in Europe get all like appalled at Donald Trump, it's like like Berlusconi is like very similar to him. The people who hate Trump just hate him and think he's Satan, and that's all. They just don't want to hear anything different. That should do it. So there's a lot of racism in Italy compared to the U.S. I mean, like in Italy, because of their proximity to Northern Africa, which has a lot of political problems and job shortages and things like that. There is, I believe, some racism against the the North Africans coming in. Perceived to be like taking jobs, that kind of thing. And there can also be some I guess you could call it racism when some like gold digger bride from like Eastern Europe will come to Italy and steal someone's husband, because they need a sugar daddy. Then that happens. Like, I mean, they're in like they're around, they're around Italy, like looking for older men because they just like come from some Eastern European country, and like, hey, one way you can make money is to seduce some old guy. So anyway, like a lot of obviously the women who are on the wrong end of that, like the old wife or something, probably doesn't like that too much, can lead to some anti-Eastern European sentiment. So, I don't know, but I would say, I mean, and there would be like the racism of like people in the North who just think that the South are just a bunch of like Moroccan hicks that are just a huge problem. So that is what I mean. That's kind of my take on it. It's nothing exceptional. I mean, my mom lived there for 12 years and loved it. So. Got him. I know that all over Europe there's a lot of racism on Muslims and African immigrants. Yeah, it's, and like there's, a lot of Europeans have egos, like, like especially like it seems like the French, like a lot. Italians seem pretty nice, but there's this idea, there's an idea that we're better than a lot of people. And now then there's times too when it's like, it's not like all of these like immigrants coming in are just like wholesome, wonderful people either. I mean, like there's people coming in with violent ideas about their interpretations of Islam and don't seem to show a lot of respect for, the country that they're coming into. Hear you to the people the people around you. So I don't know, but yeah, I can only tell you just the stuff that I see my family talking about or what I've read about, but I've never lived it, so I can't really talk very much about it. I think sometimes people in Italy have this perception that the United States is just this insane racist place, and I don't know, man. Like, I've definitely, I'm white, so obviously I don't experience people calling me racial names. People call me stupid. um, but I haven't really seen a lot of racism being done to black people in my daily life, at least from where I live in upstate New York. And that's good. I remember like when I was working at Kinney's, there was a really cool black guy who helped me out a lot because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I noticed a lot of the customers were being like nice, like nicer to me than him, and I definitely was much worse at my job than him. And I was like going, oh, that was weird, and he's like, no, it's not. So, damn it. Southern Italy is different than yeah, it is really different. My mom lived in Bologna, which in the 70s, which was run by the Italian Communist Party. And then my father's side lived, and my aunt lived there for a long time. Calabria, deep south. And yeah, it's definitely more in the south, more based on things like nepotism, the existing and residual presence of organized crime. I don't know, just a lot of who type stuff. Very gossipy culture. In the South, there's also a lot of holdover. Like there's like residual influence of Islam and Sharia. Not in terms of like violence or anything. Oh, well, it can be pretty violent. Like in the 70s, it was not abnormal at all for men to beat their wives. But like women would, like there'd be like periods of like wearing all black for mourning with like your face like veiled, and there's just a lot of stuff, both and even like linguistically too, because like Spain controlled southern Italy for a long time, and Spain for a long time was also controlled by Muslims, so there's definitely that kind of influence and even just look. That's one of the reasons why people down south have darker skin in Italy. So I know you've never been to Italy, but how good do you know Italy and its culture and history? I don't know. Italy's only been around since the 1860s as a country, but is like kind of a place of like common culture within that peninsula. It's been around since the time of the Roman Empire. There's different regions of Italy with different dialects, different cultures. It's certainly not a monolithic place. Obviously, I grew up studying with my mom like history of art and the influence of the Greeks, the Renaissance, Mannerist and Baroque art. A lot of the great Catholic art in the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo's sculptures, and all that kind of great stuff. So artistically speaking, it's just the best in the world for if you're looking for art. Game over. Gong. Man, I'm tired tonight, man. I'm gonna go to the kitchen and get a snack. Try to perk ourselves up here. We've only been streaming for 45 minutes. The good news is we beat Mortal Kombat 1. So, yeah, good stuff. What do we even have here? Yesterday... Oh, you know what sucks? My coffee pot broke. Like, this coffee pot is never very good. People would pour coffee, and it would just, flood everywhere around. Anyway, today... I go to rinse the coffee pot to make a new pot of coffee. The freaking thing, I nicked the side of the coffee pot, right here. Not even hard, just kind of gently tapped it while I was just washing it. The freaking mug, the freaking coffee thing broke. I'm always wondering why hey Rogue Drums, why you end up drinking coffee during the night. No, it's not decaf either. I can just go to sleep whenever I want. I need to drink something to try to perk myself up because I'm just feeling a little. I'm almost feeling like how I do when I stream at it starts getting late, 1 in the morning. There's some of my mom's leftover cake. Maybe that'll give us a little sugar boost. Napoli. That's my favorite city. Nice. Yeah. All right, good deal. Well, let's, I'm gonna do this here. We'll position our, hang on. Try to position our camera like so we can properly chat. This is just chatting right now. So I want donations, you simps. All right, we have some cake right here. Not the cake and just chatting that you're used to from your times on Twitch, I'm assuming, but no, this is actual birthday cake and just chatting. So, where's a fork? This fork looks pretty clean. Good deal. Okay, Naples. Yes, it is Naples. What to play next? We have we have some choices here. Prom was fun. Oh, cool! I didn't know prom was last night. Glad you had fun. Amazing time with her, and you got good pictures too. Very good, very good. Nice, man. Yeah, I have to go back to school Monday, so I'll probably run into her in the hall, or I teach her brother, so no, I'm not gonna run into her in the hall. She's at home. But I'll see her on Gino's screen because they tend to learn together. All right, yeah, good deal. All right. Well, this live stream is going completely off the rails. It's basically just me making small talk and eating cake. So, yeah, good deal. Actually, maybe we should just make a whole separate series of videos me just eating random foods and talking about random topics. Like the prom. Like, oh yeah, nice. Did you have a horse-drawn carriage? Hey Noel, you should definitely start your own podcast. Yeah, I have thought about it. I just don't know. I don't know. I kind of like view this as my podcast. Dinner at the Hollywood. Very nice. Cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what I like. I can definitely talk about stuff, but I don't know. Like the podcasts that I like to listen to are usually like pro wrestling podcasts about people telling their old stories about, being in the glory days of pro wrestling. Like Jeff Jarrett. He's got an awesome podcast. Bischoff's got a really good podcast. So stuff like that I really like. I just feel like, with this, it's like it's spontaneous and fun. Did you dance with some hot girls at my prom? I was so shy. So I went to a Christian school where dancing was frowned upon. I mean, they all knew I was an amazing dancer, and I am. But, dancing was, like, frowned upon. So, like, our prom was called, like, the junior-senior banquet. And, I knew there were a couple of girls that, wanted me to ask. But I was just so, like, I was very social and funny, but had, like, no skill with women. So I ended up just, I just going stag and hanging out with all my friends. And we all went mini golfing and had a really good time. And like it was kind of different because like it was like expected for the kids' parents to also go to the banquet because they had it at this really nice mansion. It's called Tonelli's if you're ever in the Cortland area. So it was a lot of fun. So yeah, it's like I took my grandpa to the prom. That's what I did. My grandpa was there, my mom was there, and then like my other friends had their parents there too. So I just kind of went stag and had fun, and then all that other stuff just kind of came later. So obviously, because I've got 2 kids sleeping upstairs, so good stuff. Well, okay, why don't we play? Actually, I'm gonna get whoa. I'm gonna test my my reflexes. Is what I'm gonna do. Whoa, hang on. There we go. I'm gonna get an icy beverage, and then we'll probably go play some. Kind of debating whether we want to play like the weird PlayStation Mortal Kombat 2 from Japan, or like do the arcade version of Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't know, something crazy. Well, Marvel vs. Capcom, we do like that is like let's go crazy. That's what they say before you fight. Well, I'm going to leave the light on because I'm getting drowsy-ish and, obviously, it's not going to be good for keeping me on top of my game. All right. Do. Okay. Where's my controller? Do. It's on the GameCube, ironically. Alright, Mortal Kombat 1, you've been fun. Ooh. Okay, so Simpsons arcade game, that is fun. Time to just play some of that. Sonic 4, Sonic the Fighters we've played. I don't like this version of Street Fighter 3. Soul Calibur 2 is really good. Alright, Marvel vs. Capcom it is. Please play Ninja Turtles 4, which was made in 92. Dude, I don't know if I have that. Said I've got the ROM that was released on the PlayStation of the good arcade game, but they freaking replaced all the really good character portraits with these like really Uncanny Valley weird Ninja Turtles. So. Alright, let's go crazy here. Morgan Chun-Li. I never really got into that whole. I literally pay no attention to those things. Never been one for much for like achievements. Alright. Venom Villain. So I actually, since grabbed this off the bookshelf, actually it kind of slipped my mind that I had the Maximum Carnage graphic novel, like all the comics compiled into, like 300 pages or something like that. KO. Do. Yeah, if you get that Capcom bundle, for the beat 'em up bundle, that will have Captain Commando arcade version on it. Good stuff. Man, Morgan. And I'll shut you up a little bit. I just forget whether Akiman or Bengus did the artwork for this game. Anyway, both are really good. Alright, here comes Chun-Li. Yeah, it's gonna do that. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm super happy to sort of watching Renegade on Pluto TV. It's good stuff. This right here is just some of the best music ever made. Jen. Man. Tag. Even things up a little bit. Alright, good deal. I'd fight you again if I thought you had a chance. It's nice of her. How has the new baby been? Phenomenal. Just a lot of fun and cute. She's starting to, you know, look more distinct. You know, like newborn babies are born, they a lot of the time kind of have a similarity. Man, I'm so freaking tired. Like, normally I would be just like bantering away. But now it's just like, I feel like it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Smart move by Wolverine, keeping his distance. Never fails to make me a bit more tired, at least. Yeah, heat, yeah. Yeah, and it's just, it's muggy and hot here. Like Santino went to bed at like before 10, so I was like really excited to live stream. So I don't really want to waste this opportunity. Same time, it's not gonna be good to anyone. Alright. Let's keep the Morgan team going, but this time go crazy with roll. Whatever happened to the Mohammed guy who was in the live chant from Turkey the other day? I don't know what you're talking about, man. It's like Mark Twain. If you watch the news, you're uninformed. If you don't watch it, you're misinformed. Alright. Alright. It's the headquarters of the Avengers. Alright, there's one down. This is always a fun fight to do. Sankey versus Roll. come on. Alright, come on. Mech time. Mohammed, the one who asked you about the... Oh, that dude, yeah. I don't know what his deal was. Ah. Yeah. Thud. Alright, no time to rebound here. Alright, let's get this party started here.
Ready. Fight.
Yeah, I don't get these achievement points at the side. It's not like you can't even like do anything with them. Rookie. Man, what is going on there? Come on, come on. Ah, darn it. Trying to go for the Shinku Hadouken. Ah, man. Go down. All right. Yeah. Oh, man. It's like so out of it. Like, I wasn't even paying attention to getting knocked out on the screen. Alright. We'll keep this, let's mix this up just a little bit. Because, like, with the way I'm going right now, I'm not going to make it much longer for the for the podcast. I've only been streaming for like an hour and 8 minutes. Which is a little annoying, quite frankly. But let's switch gears a little bit here. No, you know what? Let's not. I've got my freaking pride, man. I'm not gonna go down to Zangief. Some bullshit. We're gonna bring the A-team. We're gonna kick some ass until we cannot kick anymore. So. But it's like, it's a really interesting experience to like hear yourself talk, and now you're talking and having a fun conversation. Then all of a sudden everything goes blank, and then people are like, what the hell were you talking about? Like, what do you mean? It's like, well, you spoke colorful gibberish for, for 3 hours. Shinku Hadouken. Yeesh. you go, big guy. Man, will you go down? There we go. Go rush. Hey, good dog, buddy.
Ready. Fight.
Good old War Machine. The Lucius Sweet to Don Johnson's Lucius Sweet. Nothing beats a good old Mega Man here. Oh no! Yeah, let's can play that game, man. Alright, good work, Mega Man. Alright. Yeah, sorry I'm not talking much, guys. I'm just like, I don't know whether it's the heat or what. I'm just like struggling to stay awake pretty much. And do pretty decent at this game. I blame this all on my lack of coffee. There we go. If I can make it through the end of this game, I will be happy. Like, I've got, like, several scenarios going through my head. One is, like, just muscle through the game. Number 2 is, like, try a different game. Number 3 is just, like, you're falling asleep. So just stop the podcast. I think that Ryu's fighting on the moon in this level. Like Vegeta. Yeah, the character designs for this game are just freaking phenomenal. I mean, it's no wonder why Capcom wanted to reuse them a lot, because they're so good. Oh, man. I saw how Rush just kind of loyally walks behind you. Shades of Galford from Samurai Spirits. Yeah, Ken was always my favorite Street Fighter character. Well, Ken and Blanca, darn it! Dude, that's The Mandalorian. I have not seen The Mandalorian, but I hear a lot of people talking about it, and it sounds really good. I know there was a whole lot of drama with like Gina Carano getting fired for no real reason, and I don't know, everyone was mad at how the movies were made. So, you know, I mean, but apparently Mandalorian's like really, really good. So it's making everyone happy. What? Yeah, I don't know. I like Star Wars for sure, but my kind of connection to Star Wars is the original trilogy. I didn't see all of the sequel trilogies. Just saw the first ones, the first three. And after that, I mean, I just kind of see them around in the background and just never got them. Man, all I see, like, you know, I don't know. Trying to, like, analyze what's going on while at the same time, like, not sleep hallucinate. Part of me is, like, thinking, you know, I don't know. Like, do a super... Like, I've got, like, Columbo on, and after Columbo's the $6 Million Man, it's like, imagining, like, Wolverine's got a finish move that is... Damn it! There's one. Alright. There's one spectacular finish right there. And there's Ryu. Oh man, we're so close. Ah! Darn it. Yes, it does suck that Gina Carano got fired. I mean, it's kind of turned her into like a... Not folk hero is the right term, but... real kind of hero of the downtrodden. There's some Captain Commando here. Yeah, I don't really, there's people who, like, were criticizing Captain Commando's presence in this game. I think those people are idiots. Sordo. Come on. He's got the Goki power. There we go. And there I go. Alright, let's see what Diego was saying here. Do you that Capcom Commando is the mascot of Capcom? Yeah, probably. Like, looking at this background here, this is something that Marvel vs. Capcom did not do well. Just 2D, but a ton of cool detail. Good going. Do you know what I mean? Do you know the Capcom Commandos? Yeah, no, I do. Like, so, you know, like, in the vein of, say, got a Sancho, Sonic the Hedgehog, Capcom had Captain Commando. Alright, here's the deal, man. We're gonna do this fight, and if we keep winning, we'll finish up the game. If not, it's, I don't know what's wrong with me. I mean, we've only been streaming for about an hour and a half. But, like, my stamina is shot, so. Do you watch any podcasts on YouTube? Yeah, I watch 83 Weeks. With Eric Bischoff, My World. That's pretty much it. I mean, you know, there's other stuff I'll drop in on. There was actually two dudes that would, like, read, like, Batman movie scripts that were never released. And I find that fascinating, because some of those scripts are really good. Oh, man. Well, there's that. That's good. Come on, Venom. Gotcha. There we go.
We want to eat your brains.
We want to eat your brains. Alright, turn the cards over, see what else we have. We have Gambit and Jubilee for our final showdown with Mr. Onslaught. What do you think about Howard Stern and Joe Rogan? I do not like Howard Stern. I think he is just kind of a loser who acts kind of both like funny and mean-spirited. And yeah, I don't know. Joe Rogan I think is great because he's a really funny guy and he understands, I don't know, he understands like how to be tough but also be smart and political at the same time. Yeah, very pretty. Ah! If I'm going down here, this is gonna be game over right here, because I'm literally losing my mind in real time. Like I started like falling asleep and was like having a dream that my mom was showing me like garden flowers in front of her house. Like what? Ah! Damn it! Ah! What's my favorite game in the Capcom Versus series? I don't know. I'm gonna try a different game. This game right here. But I'm too tired to play it coherently. Marvel vs. Capcom. The original. Because Marvel vs. Capcom 2's music is too slow. This has got the most variety of characters. And it's very like energetic and cool, and yeah, I really like it. You know what? I want to check out Nights into Dreams before we before we wrap things up. Since I'm struggling fighting asleep, you should drink caffeine to keep you awake. I'm out of caffeine, dude, because like the coffee pot broke. Like, I mean, I can try to have like fistfuls of granular coffee, which would be hilarious to watch on the live stream. Like, okay, so, guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe you should play a visual and then we can fall asleep on this stream. That is a guarantee. You know, and then you can see all kinds of fun things like me, you know, like falling out of a chair and then like grabbing onto a curtain and then all the curtains falling down. And since the curtains were attached to a load-bearing wall, that wall falls and then everything falls. Sonic Team. Capcom vs. SNK is an amazing game. They're both amazing. I wish they'd make a third one. So this game is very beautiful, and fun to play. It should have been released alongside Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Saturn. And, I mean, the most it got was Sonic 3D Blast. Came out roughly around the time this did, but while, you know, Sonic 3D Blast is good, this really was Sega's answer to Mario 64. So this version, you can either do like the Saturn version or Brand New Dreams with the updated graphics. So let's actually do the Brand New Dreams. So you see, like, this is what Claire looks like, and here's what Elliot looks like. It's like the Elliot's level's a little bit better, maybe. Garden Splash, the affection. Yeah, this is gonna be weird, because I'm used to playing nice on a Saturn pad. Whee! Yeah, so, you know, with this game, it really has a lot of beautiful artwork. Really clever combining of, like, the, I don't know, kind of like quote-unquote rail shooter with, I don't know, anime art that looks like it was made in France. Almost. What? Am I so tired that I missed the Dreamcatcher? Oh, there it is. House destroyed, yes. Yeah, the Knights, Into Dreams soundtrack has a really nice collection of music. Man, only 3 more left. Come on, Knights. I'm so tired that I'm like, my rhythm is like all messed up. Incidentally, if you don't have Knights, get it. It's very good. Yes, Diego is desperately pleading for some kind of sanity for Marvel and Capcom to make a I mean, SNK and Capcom to come together and make a third installment. Yeah, that'd be really good. Let's bring the greatest minds back together from past and present. What am I doing? I'm stuck. There we go. That never actually happened to me on the Saturn version. Whee! Wonderful 4. Hey, y'all. Or hell yeah. Can't even read what's on the screen. All of a sudden, I think Diego is talking in a southern accent. Hey, y'all. Proud son of the soil. Diego. The interesting thing about this game, right, is that, you know, there's like definitely different types of gameplay mechanics at different points in this game. My Betamax VCR sounds like it's got a mind of its own. And I, for one, welcome my VCR overlord. Come on, where's me some stuff? Man, am I underwater? This isn't good. This is not my normal path. I don't even know. Oh, or is it? I can't even tell what I'm doing. Alright, gotta find that dream catcher. Alright, let's look back here. Because, quite frankly, I do not have the time or patience, or even potential lucidity to fight a complicated boss battle. Try to make it as basic as possible. Those are horrible scores right there. Oh, man. Darn it. I'm trying to aim her in through the door. There we go. Man, where's the thing to throw her through? There we go. Oh, thank you for the food, family. See, again, I'm like so tired, like I'm losing track of what I'm doing. Like I started like thinking I was like in a level. We almost got it though. That's gonna do it, right? Man! lost. Alright. Well, that's going to be the last game for tonight. Alright, let's see what we got going on here, because I'm, like, legit not able to function properly. What do I think what's happening in Gaza? Okay, so I have not been following, like, the news that well. I know that, you know, there is an escalation of tensions with violent results in Israel right now. I don't know particularly if it's just kind of the usual that has started them, but yeah. Or if something like that I'm missing happened. But, you know, long story short is my take on it is that there needs to be a two-state solution, which is pretty obvious. I think that Israel feels like if they give an inch, a mile will be taken, and then they could risk losing their country. The Palestinians feel like, hey, it's not our fault that the Holocaust happened, and, you know, you've taken, you know, people who I think fancy themselves kind of being as part of a warrior culture lineage, and then, you know, subjugated them, and that's been, you know, met with a lot of resentment and resistance. You know, Noam Chomsky always talked about, like, an international consensus, you know, generally speaking, that he never really fleshed out very much, but, you know, his whole thing was like, well, there's this rough, you know, international consensus, and the only people that don't want to sign it are, like, America and Israel, and if that's true, I think the reason that they don't want to sign it is because that, you know, Israel's afraid that, you know, they'll be too endangered by a Palestinian state, because the Palestinian state would, you know, get all this aid from, you know, all these other Middle Eastern countries that are hostile to Israel. But again, that's not the Palestinians' fault. The United States doesn't want to deal with it because they don't want Israel to be weakened, because Israel is one of our proxies in the region, and if there's a state that they are having to compete with, that's going to drag us into having to protect Israel. And again, none of this is the Palestinians' fault. You know, what is the Palestinians' fault is when, you know, like, Hamas uses human shields, but then, like, launches, like, terrorist bombings and things like that. But I mean, if there was anything, like, exceptional that triggered this last crap storm, you know, I don't know, but it just seems to me like it's just more of the same. So yeah, there's that's kind of my two thoughts on it. But you need to have a two-state solution, and you need to try to get as much as possible a kind of a sense of mutual, you know, beneficiary relationships between Israel and a Palestinian state, if possible, because something's got to get done. So yeah, there's kind of my take on that as I, you know, struggle to stay awake. And so now we've talked about that, we need to really refresh my palate with a sexy visual novel for the Nintendo Switch. No, I will literally fall asleep if I do that. Guys, honestly speaking, you guys look so damn tired right now. And it's only 11:51. I know, it's insane. Like, I'm normally doing these podcasts, or not these podcasts, I'm normally doing these live streams till, like, you know, 1:30 in the morning, and it's like I can't even get through, I'm barely able to get through 3 games. Guys, answer me this. On a scale of, like, 1 to 10, like, as a scale of, like, 1 to 10, like, have I been making sense on this podcast? It's 8:55 in Cali. I can't make coffee. So, Rogue Drums, I don't know if you understand or not, but, like, I was in a situation today where I was, like, rinsing the coffee pot, and the whole coffee pot broke. Like, yes. I am, yeah, I'm not going to get coffee in my ass. That's like some kind of, you know, things that celebrities do to stay young and trim, and I'm not doing that. Looks like Columbo sent those evil college students to jail. Go, you go, Columbo. You have made 100% sense. Have I been making sense like while I've been playing games or just the Gaza thing? I don't know. So, how about Starbucks? I do have a, well, there is a Starbucks nearby, actually. Unless we all want to, like, hop into my car and, hop into my car and we can all go to Starbucks at the same time. It's a road trip. Well, thank you, Diego. It's good to know that I'm, because I feel like I normally talk more when I play games, and then I've been sensing that, like, I'm not talking, and then I'll say something, and it's like, well, what was the thing that I said before this? Just always, like, a really bad sign. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that's so weird. Like, so, for example, like, when I was playing Knights, I completely forgot I was in a boss fight. Like, that was where my mind was at. It's like, I was just, like, flying around a level, like, thinking to myself, like, where, like, okay, I've got to just keep moving. And then, then I just kind of, like, all of a sudden my mind, like, lined back up, and it's like, oh, no, this is a boss fight. You've got to hit her, so. Yes, let's all go to Starbucks together. Maybe. It's not a bad idea. Maybe that is a bad idea. I don't know. No, I mean, I think it would be fun, but, like, I mean, what are we going to do? It's going to be like, I mean, let's see. To get to Starbucks from my house, it's like a 2-minute drive, but the problem is that there's roads under construction, and so it's a little tricky to get into Starbucks. It's definitely not impossible. I don't care if it's a bad idea. Get in the car. No, I can't. That would actually be really fun, though, to do. I'm just so tight. Clinton Ave is screwed. Yeah. Those of you, my Cali friends, like Cortland's roads are all torn up. I want to play another game. I feel like we haven't played enough. We've played 3 games, and we've played like one, I think, okay, and then the other 2 like badly because I keep falling asleep, or like almost falling asleep, which is insane because it's not that late. He's got a family to take care of with 2 kids that are completely dependent. I think this is an awful idea. Arrow, the voice of reason. Good deal, man. Alright, what do we want to do here? I like talking to you guys, too. So, let's see. What do we got on the PS3 here? We actually have a lot of, like, random. Oh, you know what would be fun to play? And we had. If Sinister is still on here, he'll like this. I think we've played this once before. It's Double Dragon, the movie, the game. Woke celebrity activist Alyssa Milano stars in these exciting opening credits. I still don't trust myself to turn the lights off. If there's anything that might be a pretty good idea, though, it'd be to have a section in the stream where folks can call in. Oh, that'd be cool. I don't know how we would do that. If I just like gave you guys my number or like I put you no like I stream through my phone, so I really like this game. This is a cool game, and I like the idea of having anime versions of the live-action movie characters. So Diego, you were talking about 90s style. This is it, my friend. Nothing that jeopardizes my security. Well, that's good. Alright, the host of Iron Chef America takes on the T-1000 unit from Terminator 2 in this exciting battle between good and evil. It's Double Dragon, the movie, the game. Pretty sure that's easy. One drive mode is. Yes, that is very 90s style. I mean, Jimmy.
Jimmy versus Rebecca.
Yeah, no, this game's great. I have nothing but good things to say about this game. Ha ha ha. I wonder if this game's taking so long to load. It's not like it's even spinning on a disc.
Round one, fight.
Alright, with that cross. I don't know how much of this game we'll play, but I at least got to get a taste of this fun gameplay. There we go. You know, I said it before and I'll say it again. The human and cartoon features in this game are just great. Would have been interesting if they gave Alyssa Milano's character that actual haircut she has, where it's all like short with bangs and hair gel. Be fun stuff.
Round one, fight.
Let's see, Neo Geo. Yeah, this is a Neo Geo game, but it's the PlayStation version of it. It's Double Dragon, the movie, the game. Come on. Alright. Wealth and glory to the winner.
Win. Round 2. Fight.
Good. Alright, we got him.
Jimmy, win.
Alright, good deal. Okay. A nice little break from my Double Dragon, the movie, the game. Alright. Well, even though it is early, since we started streaming earlier, it's not too late, but we've been streaming for like 2 hours almost, so cool. So I guess that's a nice time to wrap up the stream, and hopefully I was able to give you guys your money's worth for, you know, streaming fun. So yeah, good deal. Just trying to find a convenient place to set our camera down while we chit chat for the night. Trying to like set it on that bench there. All right, good deal. Yes, good night, and thanks as always, brother. No, thank you, man. Cause I really like doing these streams, like talking to you guys. So you know, always just don't be afraid to log in and say fun stuff. Yeah, right on. So cool. All right, so I'm going to hit the hay, and you know, we will do more fun YouTube videos. Right now, I'm working on a picture of Cable and Boom Boom from the original X-Force. So I'll be uploading that very soon, and enjoy the car in the meantime. See, right there, I was thinking, if I was falling asleep and thinking about like cleaning my car. I need to go to bed. All right. I was gonna say, enjoy yourselves in the meantime. Anyway, I'm going to go and dream about cleaning my car, and you all can have, you know, dreams about whatever you want. And until next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care, and I will see you all in the very near future. Bye-bye.